channel. My name is Eva, and today I am joining you from outside. It is such a lovely day out today. I thought I would just sit outside, take my camera, and just have like a little talk with you guys, a little chat about some things that have been on my mind. The weather has been kind of crazy lately with all the rain and then the humidity, and I'm so happy that fall is definitely on its way because now we're actually having some cooler weather, which is really nice. This is like perfect fall. It's almost like spring weather almost. It's not too hot, not too cold, humidity is low, and I just wanted to sit outside. So sorry if you hear any background noises like cars going by or dogs barking. But yeah, so today I just wanted to talk about some things on my mind just regarding feeling grounded. And what I mean by that is almost just, and I mentioned this in some of my other videos with you guys previously, is just with everything going on in the world. I feel like so many things are out of our control right now, and there's just so much going on in the world that people are starting to lose a sense of stability and like control. And I at least feel that I'm a little all over the place. I don't know about you guys, but I just wanted to talk today about some of my feelings regarding that and maybe some things that I'm going to try to do. But before I get into that, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video if you want to see more of these types of videos, and turn on notifications so you know when I post. I'm trying to post at least once a week, aiming for Friday, but this is going to be on Saturday. I was a little late this week, but we're going to aim for Fridays and then maybe more in the future. So we shall see. So yeah, I was just sitting down in my car and I just stopped driving and I was just sitting there for like a few moments, and I just felt so uneasy within myself thinking about everything going on in the world, everything going on just in my own life, my own personal life. And I felt very uncomfortable and uneasy and unstable, and I attributed that to just a feeling of not being grounded. And I practice grounding techniques a lot throughout my daily life. I try to incorporate it into my routines, but because I've been so busy personally, and I'm sure everybody's just busy with the new school year and just the new year starting, maybe at your work or your job you're busy. It's been difficult for me to really stick to my routine lately. Even though I know what I need to do, sometimes I feel like it runs away from me and I have trouble sticking to my routine. So I was just sitting there and I was like, wow, I'm feeling like really uncomfortable, and that's a sign that I have not been doing what I need to do to feel grounded. And you know, I personally don't watch the news. I tend to read the news. I process it a little bit better just reading it on my own and not seeing images and hearing people talking with a particular tone. I like to read it myself and just take in what I want and how I want to take it in and process it, and I can choose which headlines I want to look at, whereas the news kind of gets very overwhelming. But I do know what's going on in the world. And just, you know, people, we're still dealing with COVID too, and the school year starting. Like I said in my last video, I'm not currently in school, but I can feel everyone else's anxieties with school. Also with my job, I interact with people, so I know. And, you know, and just my personal stuff too. It's overwhelming. And I feel like I'm not the only one who agrees, you know, with that things can just get overwhelming, but particularly now they are incredibly overwhelming. And especially for my generation, I feel like millennials are dealing with so much right now. Not saying that other generations aren't, but we have been through so much, you guys, since kids, since we were kids, that it's just like, when is it gonna end in terms of just everything? It's not even anything specific, it's everything. Um, so yeah, I've been feeling a little all over the place, almost like when you can't catch your breath and like just sit and breathe, you're like constantly going and constantly running, and it's not even exhaustion and it's not like fatigue, it's just like feeling not at peace or not at rest and not like okay, like I'm okay, I can handle this. It's kind of like being on the fly a little bit. So, yeah, I just kind of wanted to come on camera and talk about this a little bit and see where other people are at and if they're going through the same things. So, I think, and also just to share my plan too, because I realized that maybe I do need to prioritize my routines a bit more. And that's kind of one of the points I wanted to make. I mean, I didn't make a list or anything today about what to talk about. I'm kind of just speaking my mind. But I just want to share, I guess, things that might help you guys too. If you're going through the same thing, because I really feel like I'm not the only one who feels this just overwhelming sense of, like you just want to rip your hair out sometimes. Um, so I am going to be prioritizing my routines a bit more. I think that sometimes when I get wrapped up in other things, I underestimate the power of a routine and how that really does truly set the tone for the day, even if it's something small. And just sticking to a routine kind of it gives you like a sense of control back over your life, which I think we all need, quite frankly, right now. And um, I'm gonna just try to do that, simplify it maybe. I do have a pretty extensive morning routine, but maybe I'll just pick one or two things to ease myself back into it more consistently. Because right now I feel like I'm cramming everything in, but only maybe a couple times a week, when I could be choosing one or two things to do more consistently, which is one of the points that I made in my daily schedule or routine video. Um, so yeah, that's one of the things I'm gonna be doing, and I'm also gonna continue not to watch the news, but still stay informed, of course, and read about what's going on. I'm still one of those people who reads the newspaper, which I started somewhat recently, but I really enjoy it. But again, minimizing or just changing how I receive information about what is going on in the world. Again, gaining a sense of control over what is affecting me, what's coming in. What can I do to maybe help myself process everything? And it doesn't have to be news. It could be people in your life. Who are you letting in? Whose energy are you letting affect you? What kind of friends do you have? Are they benefiting you? Are they kind of adding this negative tone to your life? Family. Family can always be an issue. Who are you, again, letting in? Is there any way to set boundaries? Anything to set, that's really what it is. Anything to set boundaries and dictate what is okay, or maybe change how you process information or interactions with other people. Another thing that I'm noticing, and I do this a lot, it's just something that I want to maintain in my life, is to slow down sometimes. If you feel like you can't take a breath, sometimes just forcing yourself to take one and slow down really helps me to just stay in the moment and stay present. It's, again, there's no point in worrying so much about the future or the past, and just staying in the present takes off so much tension and anxiety. It's actually quite unbelievable how, when you're in that mindset and in tune with just your current surroundings and things going on with you right now, and while focusing on the positive and showing gratitude, and or having gratitude for things in your life, and even just slowing down, like me sitting outside right now looking at the nature around me, taking in some sunlight, listening to all the nature sounds, and maybe other my neighbors, just stopping and feeling all of your senses. It just helps so much. It's always the little things that you can do to really help, like, feel just at peace. And I'm gonna just continue doing those things. And even though everything else is outside of your bubble and kind of like tapping it or hitting it, it doesn't affect you when you're in that space and in that mindset and in that moment. So, really, just being present and mindful of what's going on just right in front of you. Sometimes when I'm thinking to myself about all the things going on in the world or just life in general, I sometimes think about all of the things that life consists of, and what it means to live life, and all the expectations that you are supposed to meet in life, like whatever it is, like go to school or have a job or work hard, or the expectations that your family might place on you, or your friends, or your community, or yourself even. And I think sometimes we lose the meaning of life, at least my meaning of life, which is to still get something out of it that is meaningful to you and positive, and Like, what does life really mean to you? And that's actually one question I want you guys to think about. What does life mean to you? And what do you want to get out of life? Because it's cliche and everybody says it, but you only have one life to live, and you really want to make the most out of it. So do you want your life to be consumed completely of everything going on? And you can't avoid certain things, and you have to sometimes, work hard or do things that you don't want to do, but is that all that you want to focus on? And when is the limit? Like, you can set limits on those things and create a life that works for you. um, so you're really just getting the most out of it, and being and achieving happiness. And that's the goal, I think, that everyone wants to feel, is happiness. I do believe that all emotions are important, but happiness, true happiness, is rare, I think, in this day and age. And you start to think, well, why and how can we fix it? So, oh, I thought I heard, are there, I keep thinking there's like animals. Well, there's definitely bees, and I do not like bees, so we're gonna wrap this one up pretty quick. But I keep hearing like animals behind me. Anyway, so yeah, just something to think about. What do you want to bring into your life, and how can you create it? Because we do have a sense of control, and we can create a life that we want. It's just, how can we do it? And sometimes we're just so weighed down by everything going on that I feel like society gives this message that we don't have the control to do so, or it's not possible, or, well, you have to do all the things you don't want to do first before you can be happy. No, it doesn't have to be that way. You can be happy and still do what you need to do within reason, and then create the life that you want and incorporate things that bring you peace and happiness. So just something to think about, and that's pretty much what I'm going to continue to focus on. Oh, there's a car going by, sorry. Just something that I'm going to continue to focus on myself in terms of my own happiness, and just rearranging my priorities, and just continuing to focus on what I need to do with everything going on in the world in order to stay grounded. I think being grounded, a main part of it is connecting with yourself and parts of yourself that may be kind of lost, I think, or not present, or not being paid attention to. So try to reconnect to parts of yourself that make you you, and then I feel like you would feel a greater sense of grounding. And just practicing grounding techniques if you're anxious or feeling upset or depressed. I mean, mental health is huge these days, and it's so important to keep your physical health good, but also your mental health good, and really making sure you're doing what's necessary to have a happy mind. So thank you guys so much for joining me in this little outdoor chat. It's kind of fun to hang out outside with my camera in these kinds of videos. It's my first time doing this kind of a video where I just talk without any sort of prep, really. It was just on my mind, so I thought I would film it and share my thoughts, see if you guys have any thoughts. Feel free to comment down below your thoughts on grounding, and maybe like what you need to do in order to be happy in life, or what brings you joy and peace, and how you're kind of managing and coping with everything going on in the world right now, because it is pretty crazy, I'm not gonna lie. Again, my generation has gone through so much. Not saying, again, that other generations haven't. I'm just speaking for my generation because that's my experience. So yeah, it's a crazy world right now, but if we can all just kind of talk about it and really grow together, I think that's definitely something that would significantly help a lot of people. Alright, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I will hopefully post next week on Friday. I'm really trying to stick to the schedule. So yeah, just let me know down below if there's any videos that you guys are interested in seeing, or any types of videos that you want me to film. I'm always open to suggestions. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye!